Phase that running up.
Good evening, gentlemen. It's your boy, Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 147 of Yeetus' Thoughts. Oh, Gen Z! Gen Z, you thought that we forgot about you guys, did you? Oh, you thought that after I went in, me and Gray, we went in with the boomers, the Gen X, and millennials. You thought that we were going to let you guys off the hook? Fuck that. Fuck that. There is countless shit going wrong with you guys' generation right now. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Even when the boomers and Gen X and millennials we have our issues between each other, we can all agree. Gen X, what the fuck is going on with you guys? What the hell is going on with you guys right now? It is getting out of control. And once again, I'm not going to put 100% blame on Gen Z, right? Because we got these psychopathic fucking millennials that are professors and shit trying to profess. And once again, and also we also have a Gen Xer that was able to be a part of the highest court of the land, aka the U.S. Supreme Court, afraid to define what a woman is because she's not a biologist. So I'm not gonna put 100. I'm not gonna put 100% blame on Gen Z, but majority of the blame will be on you when it comes to what's going on in 2022. And we will explain very shortly, very shortly. Oh, Gen Z, oh my God. Whoo! You guys give me a fucking headache. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are one of the reasons why I drink at this point. But before we begin, I'm sure you guys already noticed or you guys already heard that I reached 10K a few hours ago, and it's very surreal. Once again, I really did not expect to reach 10K whatsoever. But thanks to the Warband, right? You guys and the official Warband members, such as Ribby, Chronic, Manic, Gray, the active members, right? I was able to get to this point, and now literally, I got 10,000 of you guys listening to what I have to say. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's literally, if you guys were all here in person, that's an entire fucking rally. It is like wow. Wow. And the fact that all 10,000 of you guys give a shit what I have to say when it comes to male issues, I really do believe that we're getting somewhere. And the only reason that the war band isn't going as far as we're supposed to be is because we're too real. Yeah, you know about the mainstream channels that yeah, men are getting treated bad. Oh, we need to get to the point where men and women get along together. Blah blah blah. See, they're selling dreams. They're selling ideas. War band, we don't do that. We keep it real. We keep it honest. And hey, if you don't like it, tough titty. It is what it is. That's the only reason why our all of our channels are not blowing up as it should. Because of course, Susan doesn't like the truth. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of the shit that we talk about reminds her of her own fucking past. I'm gonna keep it real. But gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart, I definitely appreciate you guys getting me to this point, and I guarantee you the next celebration will be 50K. But at the moment, Friday or Saturday, there will be a celebration when it comes to my channel. I'm gonna see how many special guests I can get onto this channel. I'm gonna see how many I can get. I'm gonna start tonight because I honestly believe that the fact that we talk about this type of content and I was able to get 10,000, and once again, gentlemen, once again, I'm not the one that's putting all these thumbnails with nothing but ass and titties. I'm not the one that's regurgitating the exact same fucking message over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Right? I'm one of the few channels that truly care about men's issues and men's well-being. And the fact that I was able to make it to 10,000 subscribers, I think that is a momentous occasion. It is very important to me because honestly, I'm surprised that I wasn't yeeted yet off this platform. My account wasn't fucking thrown into the goddamn river. So it's going to be a good one. I'm going to see how many people I can invite if they're able to make it. It's going to be a phenomenal one. But at the end of the day, gentlemen, before we begin, because once again I have not forgot about you, Gen Zers, Gen Z, fucking Gen Z. Anyway, if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus, there's 2 links on top of the chat that I pinned. Cash App or PayPal. Those are the best possible ways to donate because the money goes directly to me, but you can also super chat or super thanks. A lot of you guys were very, very generous yesterday when it comes to donation because I'm sure a few of you guys already heard about my situation with a good friend of mine passing away when it comes to a car accident. You guys were very generous to make sure that I'm able to get this gigantic portrait of him, and I'm gonna give it to his family as well. I am $20 away, and it is too easy for me to go ahead and hey, my friend's mom, I can't bring him back, but at least I can see if I can solidify his legacy, solidify his how do you say the fact that you're he's your son and he was taken too soon. I'm gonna see if I can try to immortalize him in a certain way. And Mr. Pliskin, channel 1800 and various other channels, you guys were beyond generous yesterday. I completely fucking appreciate you guys because once again, I haven't really had the time to process what happened. I really did not have the time because it happened a few days ago. But after all this is over, I'm gonna see how I feel after the fact. But it's not about me. Once again, at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about the person that unfortunately lost his life in an untimely manner. And of course, all 10,000 of you guys had my back, or 9,900 of you guys yesterday had my back. I know a lot of you guys, you're pretty new to my channel, but the ones that's already been subscribed since yesterday, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, I'm not going to take this for granted whatsoever. Because once again, Warband is not just, oh yeah, let's talk about mad shit about bitches. Let's talk mad shit about blah, blah, blah. No, the Warband, at least in my opinion, is a community where men are able to get together and talk about serious issues or look out for one another. And you guys definitely prove that. So from the bottom of my heart, I definitely thank you guys. So it's time for that Gen Z shit. I know the Warband member, Manic the Manic Mechanic, he is here to speak on behalf on Gen Z, but I'm also going to be sending in links. If you are a Gen Z, I know Carry On, I know you're a Gen Z. I don't know if you're listening or not. If you're a Gen Z, go ahead and join in because once again, me and Gray, we got in all generations besides Gen Z. We got into everybody. So if you want to speak on Gen Z's behalf, or if you want to correct me, or if you want to defend your generation or what's going on, be my guest. Go ahead and join. I already posted the links. But without further ado, it's the one, the only Manic the Mechanic.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you.
I'm going to add the Grey Ghost.
Good evening, Warband. Welcome, Manic.
I've made my grand return to Yeetus Thoughts. It's been a while.
So I'm gonna say right now, Manic, I do have a few issues when it comes to your generation. Once again, I'm not far off from your generation. I'm one of the youngest millennials, so I can't relate per se.
Yeah, like there's a steep difference between the first half of Gen Z and the second half. I will say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I remember there's this meme, and it's definitely like the second half of Gen Z, they're all gay, but me and the boys, we grew up with like a Wii, maybe a GameCube if you're that old, and or a PlayStation 2 if you're poor.
Oh, damn,
then,
bro.
Shots fired at basically all of chat right now.
No, I had a PlayStation. I had a PlayStation 1, so was not in a was even worse situation right there.
But before we begin, I'm gonna read these super chats. Evil Hermit, thank you very much for your $2 donation. 30% of Gen Z are trans or non-binary hobgoblins. You're not wrong.
I can speak on that.
True.
Yeah, so it does go into what I say with the younger half of Gen Z most likely being the hobgoblins. But if you see like a lot of people say my age are like their normal pronoun / they, which I don't know how that makes sense. How are you like your gender than non-binary? I don't understand.
They're hooked into the hive mind, so they identify as multiple people at once.
Or cloud chasing.
And then Marie Cyrus is thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. I know you're in the background right now. Be not afraid, as his soul is with our Lord God Almighty. Peace be with you. Is this towards the Gen Z? Because it don't make a lot of sense. But Cyrus, let me know in the private chat if you're Gen Z yourself. That'll let you in. Because currently, I want nothing but Gen Z right now. Because let me tell you my issues when it comes to Gen Z. At least one of my issues. How fucking sensitive you guys are. I'm saying that's an understatement. Understatement.
What?
How frail Gen Z is. Like, holy shit.
I mean, let's not say millennials are much better, but
I will say they're a bit better than Gen Z right now. Because you say 1 to 2 words that doesn't agree with their pronouns or whatever the fuck, like it doesn't adhere to their reality. All of a sudden, the person is the worst in the world, right? Worst insane, and that person should be wiped off from existence just because that person has an opposing view. Like I'm telling you, they freak the fuck out. I've seen a good amount of Gen Zs. They honestly don't know how to deal with confrontation overall.
Yeah, that is fair. I will say, I'll say the origin of this. You could say, though, like obviously this can go back, but the MFs you millennials bullied. Okay, they became teachers. They groomed us, and now we're reaping the consequences.
But now that you guys are adults, right? Because once again, yeah, it's very unfortunate that you guys had to deal with the worst bullshit that the U.S. has ever seen when it comes to a social climate. But when you're adults, it's like, come on, it's getting kind of cringy at this point.
Yeah, it is getting cringy, but I don't know. Like it's like I'd say the pervasiveness of it has just become scary. How it's like, oh yeah, this is now normal.
Agreed. And once again, I'm sure that Professor on the video I made that fucking tried to scold a government official because he didn't believe that a man could get pregnant. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking millennial. So once again, that's why I say it's not. I don't put complete blame on Gen Z because if you're getting taught by people like that, it's horrifying. That's why I
Yeah.
don't put 100% blame.
Yeah, so what I would call her is because she's an academic. She's, a scholar, you could say. She is a thought leader, and she's the one, like, embedding these ideologies into the next generation, which, she knows all this, like, mumbo jumbo to explain her way around, and then say she's a. And then these thought leaders tend to be ugly for feminism. But they speak to whores, and so my generation, you can't really like tell them apart. Really, like the good ones, because it's just kind of like embedded. Like it's just a fact of, just a fact of life. You know.
Agreed. Great.
Because if every single, if every like piece of media, every school is telling you like the same information, some people are just gonna break.
But wouldn't that be the same for all generations when it comes to the media?
Yeah, that would, but as they say, the younger they are, the less it has to make sense.
Okay. Gray, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have anything you want to point out when it comes to the Gen Z?
Well, I think that one thing we're seeing is like with the successive generations, recess time gets shorter, playground space gets smaller, and the amount of kids that are doped up on tranquilizers increases.
Yeah, how long was your recess?
I would say an hour or 45
An hour? I had like half that, maybe less.
Yeah, we had a pretty long recess when I was growing up. That I can definitely remember.
Yeah, lunch was better part of an hour, like maybe 50 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Because we gotta go out there and be healthy, right? The exercise.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm sure you can tell by the expression on my face.
Yeah. Okay, Manic. Let me ask you this. So when you were a kid, if you had to go out and run around, how far could you run?
Not that far. I mean, unless it was like, against my parents' will.
I mean, like at school.
Oh, at school. Okay, yeah,
At
like
school. At school recess. Like how big was the area you had to run in?
I mean, there was a fence and there was a track around where we were. So it was. I would say it is decently big, but there's just a big, wide, empty field, and then like a basketball court, and then two play areas.
Yeah, it depends on the definition of like big, because like I remember as a kid, just massive. Like now, of course, being a kid, everything's like massive compared to a kid, but like you had a sizable portion. Like you could run around for several minutes and not touch the same area twice.
I mean, as an adult, it'd probably take me less than a minute to like if I were to sprint from edge to edge.
True. But here's another gripe I have with Gen Z. You guys are the pinnacle of narcissism when it comes to social media and stuff.
Fair.
Like, it is bad. Very bad. To the point where you guys fucking fake scenarios, usually horrible scenarios, so they can get some likes.
Like, what's up? Like, actually, here's a question. So, in like elementary and high school, does your social media clout translate to actual social status?
I mean, elementary school, I didn't even have a phone that could connect to the internet.
Well, what about high school?
High school, yeah. Can you repeat the?
Like, does your social media like presence translate to like social status in high school?
I mean, sort of, but not really. Like, if you're a woman, it's just kind of like a given. You'd like trend higher in your like social following count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, did you ever have people making like? I guess TikTok probably wasn't a thing at that point, but like,
TikTok was a thing.
okay, that is like, did you have like people making stupid TikTok videos, like just in the hallways or?
Oh yeah,
in
and the
class?
bathrooms, and in the class. Yeah.
And like, did that translate? Did like everyone know who the like top TikToker in school was?
Retarded.
I
They look
I think
stupid as
so.
fuck. They look like a fucking dancing cactus.
No. Okay, I'm assuming you know like the Zoomer haircut, right?
Yeah, that's even worse. Like,
No, okay,
fuck.
so like imagine this guy like Zoomer haircut, gold chain. Uh, I don't know. He went to the same gym as me, and then like the guy from over, like a different school, was like, "Bro, is that guy TikTok famous?" And I'm just like, "Bro." I didn't even know that he was TikTok famous, and like it's not like I spoke to him just because we went to the same school.
Give me 1 second. Cyrus McCormick, what's going on, man?
Hey, it's going good. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing great. So when it comes to, I saw your private chat. You said it's called Vine. I would say it's mainly that was the millennial time, right?
I think I'm in a
There
very,
was-
very
there was,
weird
there was
spot.
a good amount of famous Gen Zs. Now I'm not gonna say there wasn't, but I'll say a majority of them was millennial.
Yeah, is Jake Paul
Yeah.
a millennial?
No, I think he's Gen Z.
Because Jake and Logan Paul were originally on Vine.
Yeah, that's kind of when Vine came around.
He's 97, so he's old Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But majority of people on Vine was millennial.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't know exactly where I fit in specifically because what I remember is half, kind of like I experienced some of the stuff Manic has experienced and millennial stuff, like the transitional period between the schools, And what I remember is having like going from 1 hour lunches to half an hour to 15-minute lunches and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that was specifically for me, but I definitely noticed the shift between millennials and Gen Z. So I'm in a weird spot in between the two.
Hey, I'm not that far from you. I know how it is without smartphones and with smartphones. It's a complete different shift. And when I say smartphones, I mean smartphones is the pivotal time where society changed forever.
Oh yeah, definitely. Smartphones was like this, like,
and then that was around
legendary status.
2007 or 8. Where
I didn't start going to school until like 2009, 2008 because I was homeschooled, and then it became a bit too much.
The smartphones, but the commercial smartphone, the very first iPhone, became popular at around 2007-8 time. That's when
iPhone. Yeah, I remember that. That was like king status in school. If you had an iPhone, all the chicks came over and were like, "Oh my gosh, we got to shuttle." That was just
Let me put it this way. Yeah, maybe you'd get this. The iPhone was the equivalent of walking around wearing new Jordans.
literally.
I remember.
Don't get me wrong.
I remember my brother buying a iPhone that was filled with sand to get his social status up. They were selling fake iPhones.
At least in the beginning, when smartphones were getting popular, that was the most innovative. That was the most innovative fucking time when it comes to smartphones.
You're not even kidding.
Smartphones. If you guys seen the smartphones that I've fucking seen, I'm telling you, it was so many designs, so many features. It's not even funny. It was a built-in fucking controller in some of these goddamn smartphones.
Oh yeah, the keypad that like slid underneath the phone on some of them.
Oh, that's been around forever, especially with BlackBerry. But I'm talking about actual controllers.
Well, I was poor, so
It was crazy, and these phones, they were all smartphones. But since Apple is Apple, it took over very quickly, especially when I went to high school.
here's a something for you. I think you're a Gen Zer if you knew about the annoying orange
Yeah.
when it first started coming out popular.
I think that was the first YouTube video I ever watched.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, annoying. Nah, I'm a millennial. I know what the annoying orange is. Shit, I know who the fuck Fred was. That annoying.
Good old Fred.
Dude,
I didn't
I
know
saw his
about
movie
him until later.
trilogy.
I know about all these motherfuckers. Like,
Trilogy? He had
I knew
three?
people. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
I mean, like, okay, like, what are there more of? Fred movies or Sharknadoes?
That,
Who
I mean,
who
I don't
gets-
know. Does Sharknado have John Cena?
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, Gen Zs, they really are fucking delusional what's happening in goddamn reality right now. Beyond delusional. It's not even fucking funny.
I would kind of disagree.
Hold on, Cyrus. When it comes to that climate girl bitch, that's literally a clear warning sign of how fucking out of touch, right? Oh, we talk about boomers being out of touch, and Gen Z currently are out of touch of what's going on right now.
I mean, who is she
are-
astroturfed by?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like, who's promoting her?
Well, I think like Greta Thunberg is a puppet. They put up a young child so that she couldn't be criticized, and she's just a mouthpiece.
Yeah,
Like,
also
honestly,
she's
you can basically,
autistic.
like, you can basically
Look.
see the hand up her ass.
Look, she's a
Not
poster
telling.
child for fetal alcohol syndrome too. So
Hey, she's not a child anymore, so I give no fucking excuses when it comes to that.
well, no, that's not the point. It's
I
like
do agree. The people, which was, in my opinion, the fucking boomers, are the one that was fucking sponsoring this bitch. So, but at the end of the day, she is one of many examples of how much the Gen Z are too focused on social media compared to what's truly going on in real life, right? They're not really trying to solve actual issues, what's going on in society. They're just going along because it's trendy. Let me just put it on my fucking Facebook profile or whatever profile it is, because I will get brownie points and get at least 100 likes, and I'll be popular again. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay, yeah. I think there's like, I don't know, it's called like pop culture politics, where it's just about like debating politics for the sake of it and not actually understanding anything about it. Like, I don't know, is Christian Walker, because like he's a perfect example of this, where he just talks a bunch of shit and doesn't know anything. Is he? I want to know if he's a Gen Z.
He probably is, because at the end of the day, now these delusional motherfuckers, I ain't talk about all Gen Z, but a good amount of you motherfuckers that literally have not once seen grass for the last 5 to 7 years, really are trying to get brownie points on social media for the most horrendous shit, or just because, hey, everybody else is doing it, so let me do it too.
you know,
Yeah, Christian Walker's 99, so yeah, he's early Gen Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
okay.
I agree. Once again, these motherfuckers are supporting maps. Yes, believe it or not, Gen Z are supporting maps.
Max.
Maps, M-A-P-S. If you know
Oh,
what I'm
those
talking about, you know what I'm
guys.
talking
I was like, who the hell is Matt?
No,
Matt from Tinder.
Matt from Tinder. obviously.
Ah!
but personally, I don't really see this as a laughing
No,
matter.
you know, it is. I kind
This
of.
is getting very bad.
Well, I think I'm not going to say you're wrong about that. I guess what I've been seeing is a lot of them seem to be rebelling against this sort of social acceptance too. I see a lot more Gen Zers that are like, it's cool to be against this society. Let's go back to being traditional and stuff like that. I see a lot more of that than I do with this toxic sort of like gimme goods and social standing and stuff like
When
that.
it comes to what happened, once again, another example, what happened in 2020, I don't know.
Well, okay, we got to keep in mind though. I think that Gen Z, above all else, is the most divided generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're very much in one camp or in the other camp. There's not a lot of moderation. You fall into one of the, well, I'd say two extremes, but realistically, it's
No, I don't
like
think
the extremes. It's like the extremes of a high school clique. You pick your like, but instead of like in high school where you picked like your clique and that was like that determined where you sat at the dinner table, well, at lunchtime, or who you hung out with at recess, and you adopted that fashion. Instead, you have this high school politics expanding across social media into every part of their lives. They don't have any unplugging or return to normalcy because they're constantly a part of that group. It never stops.
I mean,
I'm not going to say that Gen Z is completely at fault of what happened in 2020, right? Young millennials are also at fault as well. But that's what I'm saying. It starts from there. And when it comes to looting and fucking rioting and doing all kinds of fucking bullshit, I'm telling you, it's going. In my opinion, it's only going to get worse when that political climate gets more violent in the future. And I say 2020 is one big, how do I say, big starting point of what's going to happen in the future, because it's not really about them truly fighting for quote unquote justice or trying to make things right. They do it because it's fucking trendy, and I think that is fucking like not good whatsoever. It's not good, because what happens if they're Democratic or Republican or wherever, they say, oh yeah, hey, let's go ahead and do this thing that's probably going to damage property or possibly kill people. Yeah, let's go. Wait, first, let me change my profile picture.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, at least the red flags are out there. But I will say I remember in 2020, it was just I could not keep scrolling on social media anymore, because it was all just negativity, and like mostly towards white people and men and straight people, probably everything that I am basically.
well, I started seeing movements. Right? I started seeing more movements like straight pride, attributing from Gen Z coming out on Twitter when the whole gay pride thing was going on, and gay pride this and my butt does this, watch it do jumping jacks and stuff like that, and people were like posting straight pride, and everyone's getting mad about that. I kind of think Gen Z gets a bad rap because you can't. It's not two extremes, it's not three extremes, it's like millions of extremes of circles just interacting with each other. The loudest ones are going to be on social media, and they're going to be the most depraved kind of individuals. I just think there's a lot more good in Gen Z than we think. It's just my opinion. I think there are a lot more good kids out there that just keeping their mouths shut.
At the end of the day, I see what you're saying, right? Because social media is not the entire population. But once again, social media has the loudest fucking microphone that we have, and you see the results. What's going on right now?
Yeah,
they're trying to turn fucking newborn babies as trans and shit.
Yeah. Okay. I will say, if there was not any censorship on any platform, I would say the whole landscape would be completely different.
Agreed.
Entirely, especially my age range.
Yeah, if it wasn't controlled by a conglomerate of leftists, yes, it would definitely be a much better place. And I think you would see more good Gen Zers saying their piece and, defending what's right. Because I know they kind of follow trends, but if they follow a good trend that has good morals and practices and principles, they seem to stick with it. And they'll take that and they'll learn a lot of good values from that trend. And that's why, Red Pill Manosphere is exploding, because it's a trend, and, it's not just any trend. It's a trend that has good values and morals and ethics.
I wouldn't say it's a trend. It's just an idea.
Well, how they see it. They'll see it as a trend, and then they'll jump on it, and then they'll get that first bite, and they'll be like, oh, this actually tastes very good.
Well, at the end of the day, to conclude, for now, Gen Z and Gen Alpha is after Gen Z. Both you motherfuckers are fucked. You guys are fucked right now. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be so much brainwashing, so much trend setting, so much, because at the end of the day, and I'm not saying that the millennials are not at fault whatsoever, but I will mainly blame the Gen Zs, and unfortunately, Gen Alpha will follow through. It's not about the community per se anymore. It's all about you. All right. It's all about the individual and how much likes and how much fucking popularity, how much clout you can get. Like it's crazy, right? Social media has become the new oxycontin, like has become the new dopamine in the young generation's minds these days. It is. I really do believe it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get so much, especially when we got the Ministry of Truth still trying to push their way through.
It
Right?
wasn't that disbanded.
They say they broke up. No, they didn't break up. Let's keep it real.
That was
So,
for PR
Yeah,
reasons.
when it comes to Ministry of Truth and they get more and more control over what is allowed and not allowed on the internet, I'm telling you, gentlemen, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they will be completely fucked. All right, because what they will see in their mind is the truth, right? Oh, I guess there is 300 genders. Oh, I guess men can get pregnant. Oh, I guess I cannot define what a man or a woman is because I'm not a biologist. You guys are fucked, and that's just the beginning. That is the beginning.
I think they
Yeah.
have the tools to find out the real truth, and I think they're better equipped. It's just whether or not it comes down to their choice and what's popular at the time.
Oh,
Well,
see now this
Who chooses what's popular? That's going to be the biggest issue in the
Mhm.
Who chooses what is popular or not? Who chooses what's trendy or not? Who chooses what is the truth or not? So, Gray, what do you have to say?
I think another big divider is that Gen Z, yeah, they grew up with social media and the smartphones, but I think it's also the user interface friendliness. Because there's a weird parallel between the understanding of technology between like Gen X and boomers and Gen Z. Millennials, I'd say, are the most tech savvy on the hardware aspect of it because hardware was a huge well, it was big. Like laptops for public use, like that was invented like, during the time of the millennials. Most millennials grew up with desktops initially, and laptops were a relatively new thing. Came out a little bit before smartphones, at least practical ones. But whereas Gen Z, like they're far more used to their technology being locked in a black box that you give to someone else to fix. There's not so much of the DIY with your computers with them. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it's just weird that they picked the perfect time as technology is booming. It's going to be booming for decades to come, to my knowledge, unless nukes starts flying everywhere, right? Right.
You'll be seeing man-made horrors.
Right. But the fact that technology is booming and social media will be booming even more. I think it will get even bigger in the future. Control.
How exactly? Like when I think of the innovations that the millennials went with, like they went from like just in the computers aspect, the cathode ray desktop monitors all the way to smartphones. If we look at the timeline for Gen Z, has there been that significant a change in technology?
When it comes to the last 10 years, I'll say the only main thing I could think of is VR.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like
Yeah.
VR,
Maybe
and that's
AR.
just for
But that's not my point. My point is, at the end of the day, I really do believe, once again, unless World War III starts, social media and technology, but mainly social media, will boom even more. And if the government get their hands on the internet itself, at least in the West, it dictates what goes through the internet. Gen Z and Gen Alpha is beyond fucked because you guys are.
I don't know, like
that you choose to look at. They dictate what you look at, right? They dictate what your perspective will be.
I don't
Now, who knows
know. Social media getting bigger? Like, let's
Yes.
be honest.
We will
There's
get-
not. Okay, well, what's the new Facebook then?
Who knows?
No,
No,
I
like-
think you're good.
Once again, companies they die and they just come like they.
No. I mean, like, okay, like, so MySpace and Facebook, different companies, but they serve the same basic process. Google Plus tried to replicate Facebook and completely failed. But I haven't seen any desire from the later generations, especially Gen Z or even Gen Alpha. They don't want a Facebook-like area anymore.
Well, Gray, the way I can describe it, sorry, excuse me. I think the best way I can think about it is kind of like when you had Pepsi and Cola, they were one company and then split off to two mega giant corporations. So what I think is going to happen is that you're going to have Facebook, kill itself from the inside and separate into smaller groups. And you'll still have the Facebook groups and stuff like that. Only the strongest will be, become yet again another new, quote unquote, new company that's going to start up, but it'll be, just Facebook with a different name.
No, but that's the thing. I don't think my idea is getting across here.
So you say
I'm not talking about Facebook as the company. Like you post on a timeline and you have all of your real life IRL friends connected to you.
Well, I can think of many.
That happened when it came to MySpace.
But that's the thing. But does Gen Z or Gen Alpha want a new Facebook or a new MySpace, or do they not care about that kind of thing outside of maybe business connections?
Yes, because once again, they're trendsetters. And on top of that, it only takes one person to create a new company that's very trendy.
Okay, I'll say, because if you think of the first really mainstream platform that came out when Gen Z was mostly like old enough to be there at the beginning, you could say is arguably either Musical.ly or TikTok, and those are short, condensed videos. And obviously TikTok now has up to like 3 to 10 minute videos, but originally it was just like 8 seconds with a song.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that all social media are going to be the same as time goes by, but I best believe, and I will say right now, social media will get bigger. It may not be the same form as it is right now, but it will get bigger as time goes on.
Right, and I think somebody in the future is going to come up with the idea, make it become the new Mark Zuckerberg, and history will repeat itself, and we'll see this back when we're 60.
Yeah, but think of it, like what new format could you introduce to social media that's not just straight up the metaverse?
Well, you can go with Elon Musk and do what he's been doing with implanting stuff into your brain.
The phone itself, like you're making an app for the Play Store. What's going to set you apart from the crowd as your new social media?
And who knows? We don't know yet.
Because in mind, like hardware has to serve software. Like not everyone, like the metaverse can go on and on about its bullshit, but until you have a VR headset in every single person's room, the metaverse has no platform.
Which I believe will happen within the next 10 to 20 years.
What they're going to do?
VR will be beyond popular in the future.
It's holographics? Like holograms?
Whether it's just a VR headset or, just straight up hologram. It's going to be popular, right? If things don't get completely fucked within the next 20 years, there will be almost some type of VR headset in almost every household. It will be very common.
It has to get really cheap.
Yeah, it will. It will.
I mean,
I guarantee you it will. Guaranteed.
It's scary to think about. Like sometimes it's just like there is nothing we can't do that we can imagine. I mean, if we imagine something, we can definitely get to it eventually. That's the power of humanity.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We don't have the innovative ideas right now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I can literally bet right now social media ain't going anywhere anytime soon, and it's going to get bigger. It will get bigger.
Yeah. The thing is,
when it comes to that, what'd you say, Manic?
Like most of basically everybody, but especially my generation, we're not interested in we desire too much leisure and comfort. We're not willing to risk anything Yeah, like I tried to get my friends on, say, like an alternate site like Minds, who actually respects free speech, like, but like they just don't care because there's not the user base or community there, so it's like a lot. Like, I like because I want these alternate free speech tech sites to gain popularity, and to do that you have to reach the normies.
Well, okay, I'll say here's a big part where all these new tech sites fail. They're trying to get by on the virtue of free speech, but everything they make is fucking clunky. Like, have you ever tried to look up specific videos on BitChute or find people on it? Like, it's been years and it's still a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of fall into that trap. It's just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of mentality.
but that's the problem. Like, it's
Yeah.
not enough to not be. It's okay if there's a freaking AAA game that's coming out, you can't make a barely passable indie game and expect to compete. The
Yeah,
indie game still has to have tight fucking controls.
No, I think you
Well,
can release
bitch.
anything at this point, and then they'll just slap a AAA. It could be at a simulator where you poop.
Okay, yeah, but like those games are played for like memes and jokes, but they haven't exactly reached a super wide consumer audience.
How about Banks and EA with the current 2040 Battlefield?
It's just like-
completely fucked it over. It's completely fucked. The community's dead before it even got.
I just can't get on
That
board with
game's
that analogy.
And they're AAA.
Like
Look at
what I'm getting at is that for the alt tech platforms, they have to look at two things. Number one, you need content, but even more important than content, there needs to be ease of use. Like, if I can't pull up one of these alt tech platforms on my phone and watch it on my phone while doing something else, it's failed because YouTube does it better.
Yeah.
Well,
I will
aren't
say
other social
BitChute is
media-
easily the worst example, though. Like
Yes.
that
Probably one.
is the worst interface.
Hey, our other social media platforms, like the major ones, are attacking the alt tech. So that's another
Yeah.
issue that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it's like they got the oldest mountain to climb up, and they keep getting hit with giant boulders that are being thrown down by these companies. Like,
Agreed.
you already need your gear to be good enough to climb this mountain, and they don't. These companies don't seem to have that gear, or they just
Okay.
they don't understand what kind of task they're taking.
Okay, but the thing is, what all these companies can do by attacking it is either diminish the user base or like create create like financial hurdles to jump through. They can't make the website worse. Like, it doesn't matter how
in
much. It doesn't
Parler's
matter how.
case, it's just taken down.
Yeah, it can just be straight up taken down, but like, the code that actually allows the platform to function. Like, if it doesn't work easily on a smartphone, you are never going to reach the normies with it. Is there an Odyssey app?
Yes, there is actually on TV and the App Store.
Yep, I got downloaded.
Then, yeah, that's the thing. Then it's got a good shot. Like, that's
Now-
a huge
now
part
it's
of
just common
where.
exposure.
Well, yeah. Before we continue the conversation, because I already know it's about to get lit, I'm going to address the super chats, and I'm gonna chill. I'm only gonna say LA. I don't know I don't know if that's your real name or not. I don't want to say it. Thank you for the generous super chat through Cash App. This person says, "I wish I can stay longer to watch. Great job." Hey, once again, I do this for a fucking passion. Like, I do this because it's pretty fun, and on top of that, I know I'm doing a good cause. So thank you very much for donating. And on top of that, for everybody else, if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus and the Warband, there's 2 links on top of the chat: Cash App and PayPal. Those 2 links are the best possible way to donate because the money goes directly to me. But you can do super chats or super thanks. Any type of donation is appreciated. If you can donate, I really don't give a fuck as long as you're able to listen to the nonsense we have to say, especially when it comes to Gen Z. Thank you very much.
I don't think it's nonsense. I think you're doing a pretty good job, Yeetus.
It's about to get real. Oh, wait. And before we continue, I'm pretty sure he's Gen Z. Let me go ahead and add him right quick. Dex.
Yo, Yeetus, Puniti.
Puniti, are you Gen Z?
I'm Gen Y, my man.
Gen Y? What the fuck is that?
Millennial.
Millennial.
Damn, I don't even know my own goddamn generation. All right. What do you have to say about Gen Z then?
I mean, well, first of all, I actually work with several Gen Z people, like kind of on the younger side. There's a lot I could say. I mean, they definitely tend to be the biggest trend followers. I noticed they are I noticed they're all like on their phones. They're on TikTok especially. Yeah, it's all kinds of shit I see. But honestly, I feel sorry for them because it's like it feels like it's like you've said, Yeetus. I think they're fucked, and it's because they grow up being force-fed all this horse shit, like in like in public schools, for example, and through the media, social media, you name it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because in my opinion, they're not allowed in the future, especially when they become older adults. It's going to be a lot worse when it comes to type of censorship or what kind of BS is fed through the media. It's going to get a lot worse than it is right now, right? At least now we still got a good amount of people or media news outlet that can still report unbiased information. In the future, I believe majority information will be completely biased, and the Ministry of Truth, quote unquote, will be behind it on what they deem is the truth or not. So that's why I say mainly Gen Z / Gen Alpha is completely fucked.
Oh, totally. And this just goes to show, 1984 was not a work of literature; it was a warning.
Prophecy.
Right. But okay, can we flip to the other side of the coin? Because I wouldn't say this is the majority, but there is a significant other side of the coin, a direct reaction to Generation Z, because like Yeetus, like you've probably never seen a drag queen in your life, or at least around kids.
No, I personally not until recently. No.
Yeah, and I'm assuming I don't know how many fights or how many teachers you saw actively like demeaning one of their students.
None, because we would definitely talk shit back.
Yeah, see, like we are growing up in this, and we're seeing this firsthand, which say, so certain people in our generation would be very hell bent on ending this because they experienced it for themselves. They don't want this to see, like in all honesty, the next American Caesar is probably already born.
It's you, Manic. You're the new Caesar.
Whoa, okay, that's a little Fed posting there.
The Caesar of BBWs? What? What's up?
Huh?
What?
Okay, I'm just gonna pretend you didn't.
What the fuck I said.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Yeah, okay, man. You knew what was happening. Come on, bro. You know what time it is. Come on, bro.
What time it is?
It's adventure
you knew
time.
What time it was, right? Yeah, you know about that BBW lifestyle, right? That's why we need you in the Warband.
Shut up.
You're the tasty bake.
Oh man, come on. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay, actually, actually, this is actually a legit thing though. Just occurred to me. What the fuck is it with modern fetishes and the thickness, because I do not remember as much of a fetishization of fucking ballooning tits and asses as I have seen nowadays.
Anime.
Okay, no.
No.
That's not the kind of no. That's still proportionate. I am talking like tits bigger than the torso.
Yeah, I see what
That's
you're
just
talking about.
inflation fetish,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Did you say inflation fetish?
yeah.
Jesus, come on, bro. Come on.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of people are just being like
humor.
really deviant
What?
out there.
That's the. I just wonder, like, did I miss the boat on this,
No,
or
okay.
like, is this legit
Correct.
something?
Well, don't forget about all the like the body positivity movement and shit going around as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
that-
everyone's getting their rocks off has to be special in some unique way.
No, that's the thing. Like, they still have tight fucking waists, but it's basically the tits and asses are so huge that they may as well be sitting on each other.
Okay, I would argue that kind of like started, in like black culture or like rap culture.
Hey, why you bring that up right now? What's up?
I would
Well,
argue-
okay. Well,
So-
he asked the question. Am I wrong?
No, like straight up, I'm asking, like, where the hell did this come from? Is this a Gen Z thing? Is this a culture thing? I just see it. I'm like, is this like? Did I just miss this?
Yeah, I
No,
mean, to be
Manic's not
fair,
wrong. He's not wrong.
like this goes to every other race because they try so hard to like imitate either because white women just hate their own race or or just like
I thought it all started with the fact that I kept seeing people being like, ooh, losing their crap over anime girls and their like long, stockings. They would focus in on the stocking with the thigh connection point, and be like, oh, that's thick. Look at the way it fits in there.
No.
I'm just like, huh. And then I just saw more and more of it. I was like, please stop. Oh,
Oh shit! But at the end of the day, yeah, Manic's not wrong. It pretty much originated in the black community. That thick, aka being the land whale, is attractive for some fucking reason. But because these very same African American women that are land whales, they don't really take men, right? The good average men seriously per se. They go over and get the white land whale, right? And also she has good credit and tax returns. I'm gonna keep it real. Let's keep it 100. I got no disagreements. Okay, yeah.
Nope.
No disagreements
Fair.
here.
I'm gonna start a campaign to bring all the land whales back to their freaking home in the ocean.
Blimey, lads, man the harpoons.
Yeah, this one
God.
having a TikTok account.
Are her T4s be in good order, sir? She's a fine catch.
Don't make her walk the plank. We've had to replace several.
Oh shit. Oh, but hey, Cesspool, thank you very much for congratulating me. Once again, it's not just me putting out these content. There's the fact that the OGs visit my content every day, right? Because right now my views are down for some reason. Because Susan's like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't want you to reach 10K. But the grind doesn't stop for the Warband.
She's such a racist.
Susan's a land whale.
She's a racist too.
She's a
A racist land whale.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, Cyrus, what do you have to say to the Warband before I let you go?
Just keep an eye on Gen Z. There's a lot more good in them, than a lot of people realize. I think they got more of a chance if they're, if they have, they have access to all the information in the world right now, and it only takes a few to kind of get the message out. And I think they have better opportunities, in my opinion. So, I'm very hopeful for them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's all I gotta
agree.
say, really, when it comes to that
Hey.
generation. I think there's a lot of good that could come out of them.
I agree 1,000,000%, man. Thank you for joining. And I know you were the a very generous person that donated yesterday.
Did you want me to do another donation fight with someone?
uh, no, you don't have to. I'm not.
Wink,
You know,
wink.
it's all up to you. But if you do, it will have to be Cash App and PayPal, gentlemen. That is the best possible way you could donate, right? Because the money goes
Oh.
directly to me. Okay.
The
And
super chats are
when you-
very finicky for your channel, by the way.
what'd you say?
Your super chats sometimes don't work.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's once again, Susan's on my ass. It hasn't. It's been no issue since recently. Recently, my YouTube account has been fucking everybody up. Like Susan's like, you know what? Sir Yeetus is too powerful to be left on this platform, and she's really trying to take me out.
Yeah, what a bit. What a not nice lady.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Like she took down Under Chronic like 13 times already, right?
They just made him stronger.
She's made him strong. You can't
It's like
stop.
a Saiyan, Super Saiyan.
But once again, you know, you and the various other people yesterday, I greatly appreciated. Literally, this week is going to be a great present for the friend's family that passed away. It's going to be marvelous because it's not just me. There'll be other people involved. They're going to be putting all the money together to get this like nice ass portrait. Oh, it's going to look sick. It's going to look sick.
That's awesome. That's good to hear.
But Cyrus, thank you for joining. Thank you for giving us your input, and definitely catch you tomorrow on the next live stream. Kumiti.
Sure thing. I'm just going to be diddling this fan art for you, you and Gray.
I thought you said you're gonna be diddling this fan. I'm like, what?
Gray turns around. I'm on his fan. Hey, don't look.
I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean diddling a fan?
I'm just doodling on this fan art for you and Gray. Definitely no penis involved. All right, I'm gonna bounce. Catch you later.
Later, Cyrus.
Yabba dabba doo.
Oh shit! All right, Dex. What about you? What do you have to say to the Warband when it comes to Gen Z? Because after this live stream, we're gonna drop this whole combo. We pretty much addressed all generations or recent generations. So, what do you have to say?
Well, I mean, again, to reiterate, it's like I'm with you, Yeetus. I don't have a very good outlook on the future generations. I mean, like I got little cousins that are in their teens right now growing up, and I see them like addicted to screens and their phones and shit, and like even some of them are getting involved in shit like TikTok and social media. I'm just like, God, I love my family, but Jesus, I do not want to see how they're going to turn out if things keep going this way,
Same here. I completely agree. I am very nervous what's happening in the future, especially with all the clown bullshit that's going on, but not just in the classrooms, but in on Capitol Hill or in positions of power. They're just spewing this delusional fucking mindset that they honestly went to a government official building and have a very important meeting just to tell this I forgot what this Republican's name is, saying, oh, you don't believe that men can get pregnant, so you are the reason why trans out here are getting violent.
Are you talking about Josh Hawley?
Yeah. That guy. That's the reason why I am very afraid for Gen Z / Gen Alpha, because it's come on. It makes no goddamn sense. But these people will get more and more power as time goes on. I guarantee you. Not just her. There will be people like a person got into the highest court in the fucking land, being too afraid to define what a woman is.
Yep, that one still gets me. And did you see whoever it was that got appointed as like the head of our like whoever's in charge of our nukes? You know what I'm talking about? That transgender person that looks like a total freak.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Jesus, yeah, I mean, it is just a whole herd of clowns up in this bitch, and this is just the U.S. I don't know what other countries are like.
Agreed. It's not gonna look good in the future. So at least that's pretty much my conclusion of my perspective on Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But thank you for joining Dax, and definitely look out for a stream tomorrow. Puniti.
Puniti.
All right, man. If you're the only Gen Z one here, do you have a summary about your generation?
I would say it's definitely the most polarized. So, like if you go from like Boomer to Gen X, then Millennial, then Z, like think of it as like a pyramid, and that's like the degree of separation. So like Gen Z would be at the bottom where it's like yeah, we may be in the same age, but we can't even really.
Well, when you put it that way, yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. But thank you, Manic. Thank you for joining, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Puniti. Pretty sure somebody was knocking on his door. But Gray, based on what Manic just said when it comes to it's pretty much a pyramid, it makes a lot of sense. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. There's definitely a lot more division amongst Gen Z, which I think is useful because it means we can cut away like the ones that are lost, but you don't necessarily get the same amount of crossover. Like, yeah, there's going to be a good ton of Gen Zs that fall hard for the social media trap, but then there's also going to be Gen Zs that are like, you know what, screw the phone, I'm going to go out and ride an ATV in the woods instead. So, like, I'm agree that there is, like, definitely hope for Gen Z, but it's not going to be, oh, we're going to unilaterally be able to help them. No, it's like you got to pick and choose which groups and collectives of them have the most potential and focus on them. Because trying to focus on all of them, there are some so far down the rabbit hole, they're just gone.
I agree 1,000,000%. I agree. You know, even though that each generation have their flaws, gentlemen, there is an everlasting effect based on what happens with the generation right now. This is why I say, yeah, there are powers to be, but at the same time, it doesn't absolve you for what you and your generation has done that can affect what happens in the future long term. But it doesn't absolve you from that responsibility. No. Because once again, even if the powers to be did focus on the generations, it's not the individual. It's not even the community. They are really focused on the entire picture, like the entire what's going on with the entire country or what's going on with world events. That's why I say when it comes to the elites, they're not worried about what's happening in your town. They're worried about what's happening worldwide. So yeah, simultaneously, yeah, there are powers to be that are pulling the strings, but at the same time, they're not pulling every single individual string. They're not. You yourself, as a person, as a human, as a person in your timeline or in your era, you know what's right and what's wrong. And hey, you could be the person that's not contributing to the flaws of your generation. But it doesn't mean that you can just come up on here to say your generation has done nothing wrong whatsoever. No, each generation will always have their flaws. It's just there's a good amount of people out there these days. They don't really want to take accountability or acknowledge the flaws or the faults of what happened in their time. Do you agree, Gray?
Yeah, well, it's the key to being able to change like what you are is, first of all, you got to understand the circumstances that you've been placed in, and that's where like this top down stuff really comes in handy. You need to understand like why things are happening to you at the higher levels in order to realize that you're even being manipulated one way or another. And then you have the ability to make a conscious choice to correct whatever your behavior is that's actually holding you back.
You're not wrong whatsoever, Gray. Definitely on point when it comes to that one. But I'm pretty sure we concluded this generational warfare, whether you agree or not, gentlemen, when it comes to, everybody in the chat. Nobody talks about this. And I'm pretty sure I'm one of the first people, me and Gray are the ones that, hey, you know what? Let's actually talk about the situations that happened between 1950s, 60s, all the way up until now, and how shit fucking escalated based on each generation. And I believe that's important to talk about. So, thank you for donating. Anybody that donated today. Is like I'm telling you right now, I greatly appreciate it. And yes, thank you everybody that congratulated me on the 10K. There should be a celebration stream in a few days. I just gotta collect all the special guests I have on there. It's gonna be pretty awesome. And at the end of the day, continue watching my stuff because right now Susan is fucking me over when it comes to views. She's doing me dirty right now. Like I got 1/6 of the views that I currently have. I don't know why. I really don't care, but the more people that watches my content, the better. So this is Sir Yeetus. Hopefully you guys had a shit ton of gems dropped on you today. And there will be a pretty interesting stream tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be a surprise. We are out. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.